Atop a hilltop in Alberton County, Georgia, sits a large granite monument that most people don't even know exists. Inscribed in the monument is a message of 10 guidelines or commandments for humanity, written in 8 modern languages, as well as a message in the top stone written in 4 ancient languages. The monument also doubles as an astronomical calendar designed to mark the lunar cycle, show the North Star at any time during the day, and display the sun's solstices and equinoxes. The large monument was commissioned to be built by a mysterious man and a group he stated to represent one Friday afternoon in June 1979. From the time of the monument's erection in March 1980, the Georgia Guidestones have been clouded in mystery and controversy. The Georgia Guidestones have a message inscribed in the large pillars that seems very ominous to some of its spectators and visitors. Atop its 5 pillars is a top stone with an engraving that reads, "Let these be the guidestones to an age of reason." Inscribed in 8 modern languages along its 4 outside pillars are 10 guidelines or commandments as they are known to some for the age of reason. They're listed here in the English version. Maintain humanity. The 10 guidelines are 1. Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Guide reproductivity wisely, improving fitness and diversity. Unite humanity with a living new language. Rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. Protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Avoid petty laws and useless officials. Balance personal rights and social duties. Prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. Be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature. According to Radio Liberty website, these are not guidelines to an age of reason, but rather a place used for occult ceremonies and mystic celebrations to this day. However, the Radio Liberty site is not the group of people who feels this way. Is not the only group of people who feels this way. Many people believe that these stones are just another indicator of the existence of secret societies and their attempts to create a new world order ran by a world council. While doing my research, I found all different ideas as to which one of the secret societies people believe are responsible for the erection of this giant granite monument. The author of an online post says it was the Freemasons. The Vigilant Citizen website stated it was an old group named the Rosicrucians. I read about Druids, the Skull and Bones organization, and even that Ted Turner was the mysterious man who commissioned the building of this monument, if you actually believe that. Then I came across an interesting theory on the Radio Liberty website stating that the mysterious man, R.C. Christian, who commissioned the monument, also wrote and published a book in 1986 called Common Sense Renewed. Both this book title and the engraving of Age of Reason point to Thomas Paine as being a possible influence to the person who commissioned the building of the Guidestones, as both Common Sense and Age of Reason are titles of 2 of Paine's most famous works. Radio Liberty called the monument a testament to Paine's occult philosophies. However, many historians believe that Thomas Paine's work on common sense was a major contributor to America's declaration of its independence. However, in Common Sense Renewed by R.C. Christian himself, the stones and their message become very clear. According to a source who claims to have read and own a copy of the book, Christian talks of a totalitarian world order where humanity and procreation are controlled and regulated by the state. It also states that suffrage is limited to the few who the state considers worthy. Unfortunately, I was not able to find a copy of this book, and to get them, you must purchase them from a printing company out of Georgia. So I'm using my source's interpretation of the book because the rest of the source's information had common themes, as well as the book's existence was confirmed through other sources that I read. However, while searching for the book, I found it odd that you can only buy copies from a printing company out of Georgia. While doing my research, I also found another interesting sentence fragment that really stood out, like a huge blinking neon sign. Quote, although Alberton is considered the granite capital of the U.S., this statement is factually accurate and was accurately labeled and actually labeled the granite capital of the world, according to Wikipedia. So when I combined the granite capital of the world with the books you can buy out of Georgia, came to a logical opinion as to why the Georgia Guidestones were built. Is there a possibility that the owner of Alberton County Granite had come up with the most elaborate promotional advertisement of a lifetime? There are many different aspects of the Georgia Guidestones that could be considered as a conclusion as to why they exist. Were they commissioned by the Freemasons as a guideline to the age of reason? As some have claimed, were they built as a great homage to literary works of Thomas Paine, perhaps by a fanatical fan? Were they commissioned by Ted Turner? Or did the owner of Alberton Granite Company pull a fast one over on everybody? I have given my opinion as to why they exist, as well as many other people's theories, but what is your conclusion?